Neil deGrasse Tyson was on the last episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, and it was a great episode. I recommend you go watch it. But something very interesting and funny happened. At around 2 hours and 7 minutes, they started talking about Neil's new book, started going through some examples, and eventually got to AI, artificial intelligence, and self-driving cars. Of course, this is when Joe Rogan had to try to introduce Neil to Lex Friedman, and well, it did not go well. So let's take a look.
Going to kill some people in self-driving mode, but I guarantee you
It's going to kill a lot less.
it will kill fewer people
Yeah.
than without it.
Have you seen Lex Friedman playing guitar while he's driving around a self-driving car? Yeah, Lex drove around in a Tesla while playing guitar. It's pretty fascinating. It's
Right. So there's a headline here, and that I'm going to read. It's a very simple headline, but where is it here? T-E. Oh my gosh, where is it?
There it is. There's Lex.
Oh.
That's pretty good. Lex can shred. Give me some of that. You got to listen to this. Listen to this. Oh yeah, he was playing along. Here it
That's
goes.
good. It's good
Listen
stuff.
to here.
Okay.
Have you done Lex's podcast?
No.
You would love him.
Oh, yeah?
He's an AI researcher from MIT originally, and now he's mostly doing independent work and doing his own podcast. And brilliant guy. You would love him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got an amazing podcast too.
Okay, so here it's going to be in this section.
I don't think
here.
you're interested in Lex's podcast. Seems like he's not paying attention.
What do you mean? No, hang on. I got this.
Lex,
No, thank you for the tip.
I'm trying to get him on, buddy.
I'm trying to get him in.
Lex actually
Okay.
is one of the most brilliant people I know. I think you would love talking to him.
An interesting quote here from Walter Bagehot. One of the greatest pains to human nature is the pain of a new idea.
Really? That guy's an idiot. That's not the greatest pain. Someone needs to kick him in the nuts.
Clearly there you can tell that Neil was intentionally trying to ignore Joe Rogan bringing up Lex Friedman. Now, here's the thing. When I first saw that, I questioned if maybe Neil disliked Lex Friedman because at the end of the day, Lex is becoming the new Joe Rogan of like science and technology, and he is becoming super well known. But then I thought about it, and I think it makes more sense that Joe Rogan was just bluntly interrupting him because during the last 50 minutes of the Joe Rogan podcast, again, you should go watch it, Neil brings up a lot of examples and stories from his book that he is there to promote. And the last 50 minutes was very serious and very interesting. However, there at the beginning, Neil was looking for an example from his book and was, putting on his glasses, looking through the pages. And that's when Joe Rogan decided to interrupt and try to pitch him Lex Friedman. Now, the funny thing is the video that Joe Rogan decided to show him was Lex Friedman ripping on the guitar, which is fine, I guess, but it's just a weird video to choose. And it definitely reminds me of that time that Lex Friedman was singing to Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, shoulders for days and a really wide back. Joe Rogan, barrel of snakes for a back. Then he mounted his horse.
Now, there is only one video that would lead me to think that there is a possibility that Neil doesn't like Lex Friedman, but this one is a huge reach. I highly doubt it. But there was one time that Lex posted a clip of him and two other people on his podcast disagreeing with a point that Neil had regarding aliens.
Start with a tweet from Neil deGrasse Tyson stating his skepticism about aliens wanting to visit Earth. Quote, "How egocentric of us to think that space aliens who have mastered interstellar travel across the galaxy would give, pardon the French, would give a shit about humans on Earth. So let me ask you, would aliens care about visiting Earth, observing, communicating with humans? let's take a perspective of aliens. Maybe Sarah first. Are we interesting in the whole spectrum of life in the universe?
I'm completely biased.
Are they off planet yet? I guess there's. So I think that Neil deGrasse Tyson is being slightly pessimistic and maybe trying to play the tune that the universe is vast and it's not worth them coming here. I don't think that, but I just worry that maybe we don't have the ability to talk to them. We don't have the universal translator. We don't have the right physics. But sure, they should come. We are interesting. I want to know if they exist. It would make it easier if they just came.
At the end of the day, I do think it was Joe Rogan's fault for trying to introduce Lex Friedman to Neil during like the serious part of the podcast, which was when he wanted to get into examples of his book. And then the video that he showed him and you know, repeatedly wanted him to listen to, you know, put on the headset, listen to the music, could be taken out of context as him wanting to ignore Lex Friedman. But I think it's more likely that he just wanted to get into his book and he was really not interested in watching Lex Friedman play the guitar because, I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I like Lex. The podcast is fine, but who cares at the end of the day? Because one of the reasons why Lex Friedman is where he's at is because of the Tim Dillon effect. That's when, in my opinion, when Joe Rogan just says something or someone is the best thing ever or the funniest thing ever, and then they become huge. Obviously, both Tim and Lex are super talented, but it does help getting those shout outs from Joe Rogan. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel to help out. We're close to getting to 20,000 subscribers. We're only 4,000 away. More content coming soon, obviously, at least 3 times a week. Like always, dislike if you didn't like the video, but that is all we have for today. See ya.